Okay, this is for my Virgos. Let's get right into your reading. We are at the end of a cycle. We had a full moon in Libra. That's right, full pink moon in Libra. Right, so making sure you are closing out this cycle with a balanced life, healthy work-life balance. Let's get into it. Let's see what's in your cards. Let's go. Let's see what's in your cards. Let's get into it. All right. I'll tell you what's coming out in the cards. I've already cleared the space. Already asked Most High God for complete and total clarity, and also to protect my energy as I channel these messages. So let's get it. This is a general reading, so take only what resonates with you. If you're interested in a personal reading, my information is down below in the description. Remember, just take the messages that resonate with you. If they don't resonate with you, they may resonate with someone you know, right? So all the readings are not going to resonate with you. Take what resonates with you. I have to say that because sometimes people will try to make something resonate that may not resonate with you. It may resonate with someone you know. I'm talking to you wherever Virgo falls in your birth chart. So let's get into it. Let's get right into it. Stop dating people that represent your shadow self. You healed. That's it. Stop dating people that represent your shadow self. You healed. Yeah. If you already healed, you're still dating people that represent your shadow self, that dark side of yourself, guilty by association. People will be looking at you like, okay, if you healed, how come you couldn't see something? How come you couldn't see that shadow self? You healed. You healed that part of yourself. Why didn't you see something? How come you couldn't see something? Like, what in the world? Let's get into it. 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 You're not a half of a person, so yeah, you're not going back to your past self, your past life. You've healed from your shadow self, so yeah, if you're dating, if you're focusing on moving forward, not anything that represents your shadow self, you move on from that. Move on from that kind of that life, whatever that is. You've healed from that. You shine a light on it. It's been exposed. So that would be like, for instance, if you say that you were a workaholic in your past life, you're totally coherent. Now you're like, okay, I was a workaholic before. I know which questions to ask moving forward. I'm ready to date. Let's get into it. All right, so here we go. Queen of Cups. Compassion, nurturing person, healing, calm, support, comfort. So there could be a water sign that was maybe masking as someone who is compassionate, right? That could have contaminated your water where you didn't see something. It could be a water sign that was masking as compassionate because you all are a very meticulous zodiac sign. There could have been somebody in your midst that was masking as compassionate, but if you were overworking, like if you had a heavy load at work, you could have missed something and somebody could have been masking compassion. It could have been something, they could have been, here we have 10 of Wands, yeah. There it is. Stress, exhaustion, burden, too many responsibilities, needing to ask for some kind of help. Somebody could have missed somebody being bullied right in your midst. Somebody could have missed it. So y'all know what I'm saying? Like, it would be like, I'm talking to men and women, Virgos. It could be like, let's say, it doesn't matter if you're mom or dad or whatever. Let's say you're so bogged down at work. You could have somebody like babysitting your kids and they sitting there smiling in your face, grinning and all of this in your face. Oh, we made sure everybody had something to eat and so on and so forth. Yeah, by the time you come to pick up the kids, but like a wild animal throughout the day, going off on the kids, all of that, right? So Source is saying, make sure you're pouring, your cup is so full, you picking up on energy. You picking up on energy, so because that happens a lot with people. So that if there is no judgment of other people who are also weighed down, so that's pretty common with people. That's pretty common that your job could be so stressful. Like I said, you can have so many duties and responsibilities piled up on you, that people could think that you're not a compassionate person, that you're pretending to be compassionate. And people judge people like that all the time, men and women. So, yeah, here we had the Two of Swords, that you can feel like you're being blindsided by something. And next thing you know, you're being blindsided. People think you cold and callous, and you literally got the weight of the world on your shoulder. That happens to men and women. Happens to men and women. People could think you just zoned out somewhere. Next thing you know, you got all of this in your ear. And you like, what? Wait a minute. Blindsided. Right, so here we have the Knight of Pentacles here. So I feel like somebody is going to be really going in and working on that part of themselves. Like somebody is a hard-working person anyway, but somebody is going to be working on that part of themselves, like really paying attention, like really looking at themselves and saying, okay, I need to look in the mirror. This is water. Water is reflective. Like, let me look in the mirror at myself and make sure I'm not, saying somebody be compassionate when I need to look at myself, look at my own workload, make sure I'm not dehydrated. That's what I'm seeing here. So, yeah, here we have the Knight of Wands here. Yeah, because it looks like Knight of Wands is about a person who is lusty and free-spirited person, passionate, creative, action, adventure, fearless energy. And so when we hear things about people who are, so that you don't go back to saying somebody is, a lusty person, when they could just be free-spirited, right? Because somebody was being bullied for saying that about somebody. I don't know if somebody was saying about you or saying it about somebody else, but somebody was hearing that in their ear. That's what you and somebody have in common. But somebody was being bullied for saying that. Here we had the Three of Wands. So I'm looking at teamwork here in the cards. I don't know what's going on in this reading here, but it looks like people are now thinking about working together as a team. It looks like honestly, I don't know what this situation is, but it looked like something bad had to happen for people to all of a sudden wake up. That's what this is. It's like all hell had to break loose before people had to wake up and not go back to saying certain things. It looked like somebody had to be just complete. I don't know if this happened in somebody's workplace or their personal or professional life before the rose-colored glasses had to come off. The energy that I'm getting from this reading, I'm seeing a lot of fire here in the cards, is like somebody was blindsided. Here's the King of Swords here. It's like somebody had to come and tell everybody. It's like a person had to step in and tell somebody a very powerful truth. It's like somebody had to, it's like a very powerful person had to step up to the plate and speak a truth. Y'all know what I'm saying? It's almost like somebody, like a leader, like a law enforcement officer, or like a detective, or somebody had to come in and say, let me add some clarity to some stuff before everybody just woke up out of a trance, like people were just standing around like zombies or so. I don't know what this is, but like people had to finally wake up and say, oh my God, I had no idea, nobody told me. Everybody's, I don't know what this is. This could be it's my job or whatever, but so something is bringing some nostalgic memories back to someone's childhood, of just like, again, take what resonates with you. But something is like somebody is bringing back some now, memories are coming back of like what it feels like when people need to be home and feel nurtured, and something when people feel nostalgic, when they really feel like they're being poured into. Somebody really just felt like they just needed to just be nurtured and just was just overwhelmed in a situation. I don't know what this, somebody just felt overwhelmed and was not around the right nurturing. So I don't know if this was your child or this was somebody else's child, and people were like kind of stepping in, and your kids or grandkids missed you, and people were just kind of like trying to mirror your energy or whatever the situation was, but and something had to happen for somebody to finally say somebody's not going back, because it's like everybody was missing all kinds of cues. I don't know what this is, but everybody was missing cues. Mm. So this could be like a parent or grandparent that may have been dating somebody who was kind of masking as someone who is very compassionate. You know how sometimes people will say, oh, they like kids, or like, step parents or whatever, so they like kids or whatever, but they're masking. They come in with a different agenda. So it could have been your kids or grandkids or something. Somebody like kids, but they don't really like. They just masking as something. They don't really like kids. They like you, but they don't really like your kids, right? They're masking as that, right? But it's something else that's going on. So source is saying you could be working so hard at work, you think, okay, you got it all under control. They smiling in your face, whether you're the parent or grandparent. And then but you can hear about somebody else's story and be like, how in the world could this person not know what's going on until it happens to you? Then somebody else is bringing some clarity to something. Somebody else is bringing clarity to something. Especially if you don't have another parent that's helping out, and you got the weight of the world on your shoulders, and that's intentional. Like another parent could be just that bitter and cold. Like I feel like if you have kids, or if you're a grandparent or something like that. And I'm saying grandparents is. I mean, I'm not a grandparent, so anyway, whatever your situation is, take it however it resonates. But let's say you're a grandparent and you're whatever your situation is, take it however it resonates, and you don't really have help, because there's a lot of grandparents who really don't have the help of, like, they could be raising their kids, right, and they don't really have help, right? They don't have help. And people are masking compassion, but they're not really compassionate. So they're being mean-spirited, like smiling in your face, but they're being mean-spirited, right? And then, you could hear about somebody else's story and like, how could they not know, and so on and so forth, until you realize, oh, there's something going on right up under your nose. That's what this is in the reading. So it's just saying, stop dating people that represent your shadow self. The shadow self of you would have been so bogged down with work that you wouldn't have stopped to think to ask, is this energy even on my team, or do they see me as competition? Am I the opposition to them? Until all hell breaks loose. Right? Death is not always in the physical sense. It's not always in the physical sense. Until like somebody moves out, until somebody stops talking to somebody, until somebody passes out from heat exhaustion, or just until something ends, like somebody loses custody, or something drastic happens where there's an end of a cycle. It's not always in a physical death, right? So until somebody is blindsided by just a bunch of confusion, right? So that's what this is. Until somebody is blindsided by a dark magician. His Knight of Pentacles here. Here's the Devil card. Until somebody encounters the devil. And the devil is very, very crafty. And so the devil always comes with what, the devil is a carnal mind, the flesh, right? So it's like, until the devil approaches somebody, the devil wants to know, like, what do you need? Like, what do you need, right? You need some help. You need some money. You need a job. You need a job. See how hard you're working. You need some help. Right? Like, whoo, that's what I needed. How much, the rest of the babysitters, they charging $500 an hour. This one charges $100 an hour. Right? So that's the source of saying, stop dating your people that represent your shadow self. Then we have the Six of Swords here. So source is saying somebody is moving on, somebody's learning, somebody is relocating or moving on, or just like learning how to transition lightly through life. Meaning that somebody is learning how to do the mirror work. Two people are learning how to do the mirror work. You and somebody are learning how to do the mirror work. No destiny swapping, like looking at somebody else's life and saying, I wish I had their life, because you just never know what stuff people have gone through. Like you're looking at other people's lives and thinking, okay, I wish I had gone, not even knowing what stuff, people have gone through. Because looking at the Six of Cups, somebody has what you have in common with someone is looking like you come out of the house, you don't look like what you've been through. That is a gift that a lot of people overlook. You don't look like what you've been through, and you'd be surprised. You don't look like what you've been through. I don't know who I'm talking to. You'd be surprised at the hell that people put you through when you don't look like what you've been through. They go above and beyond to put you through additional pain, to make you, they want to see you go through. They want to see it. They want to see you cry. They want to see you have a nervous breakdown in the workplace. They want to see, your neighbors want to see you out on the street. I mean, this is sad. People want to see you struggling. If you come out the house with a smile on your face, you just want to look decent. They want to see you humiliated, because that's a gift. That is really a gift, to not look like what the hell that you've been through. They want to see you confused. They want to see what your demons are. They want to see that. And you trying hard, just trying to stay happy. So you have a moment of sunshine in your life. They want to highlight that. They want to see it. And will tell any lie. I'm telling you, bullying will tell any lie on you. So you have a moment of sunshine in your life. Somebody give you something nice. A lot of y'all can attest to this, but a lot of people have this in common. A lot of people have this in common. So source is saying to you, in this rebirth, somebody is now committed to initiating conversations. That's what I'm seeing here in the cards, of compassion. Initiating conversation of compassion. Right? Here's the Five of Swords. Not assuming that someone is a bully, or, that somebody just has a smart mouth, or, whatever. Or that somebody just want to win at all costs, or whatever. Not assuming any of that. Just knowing how to just move on. Not assuming that people just playing mind games. None of the assumptions. Just moving on. Yeah, Queen of Pentacles. Learning how to be resourceful. Yeah. A lot of us have worked with people who have been deeply, deeply, deeply hurt just because they have a huge heart. I'm telling y'all, a lot of people have this in common in the workplace. A lot of people have worked with big-hearted people. They come into the office, they speak to everybody, kind-hearted people. And you got some cruel people out here. So, yeah, here we have the Nine of Wands here. They're resilient. Get up and come to work every day. Speak to people. Still coming to work and speaking to people. Eviction notices on their door. Still get up and get to work, speak to people. And that's not for people that's the trauma bond. The source is saying, so yeah, somebody is really, learning how to just give it a rest, for real. Somebody learn how to just give it some rest. What's going on behind people's closed doors, somebody's really just learning how to just give it a rest, for real. Just getting familiar with what's going on behind people's closed doors. So that's what I'm saying here in your cards, because that is what a lot of people have in common. Looking at your cards here, the confusion. Somebody's learning how to give all of that a rest, the gossiping. People don't know what's going on behind people's closed doors. Don't know what weight people are carrying. So that's what I'm saying here in your cards. Here we have the Two of Pentacles. That's what's going to bring things into balance. So, but something had to end. Something had to have a crashing end. The confusion had to end. Some kind of way that confusion had to end. So I don't know what your story is, but looking at the cards here, it had to bring everybody to a level of compassion. So something had to come to an end. But a lot of people have this gift of not looking like what they've been through. A lot of people have that gift of not looking like what they've been through. So, yep, here we have courage. Let me be open to courageously take the steps that are shown. Because by the time this happens, people don't even want to talk anymore. Too much chaos and confusion. Way too much chaos and confusion and assumptions. Because that is generational. That is generational. Your dreams need a practical plan. Something about a moon in Taurus. Somebody has a moon in Taurus. You could have a moon in Taurus, but somebody has a moon in Taurus. But lots of confusion. Let's see what else we got going on. Yep. Yeah, somebody may have been maybe have poured out a lot about, may have poured out a lot to people just in general. Like sitting around a round table may have poured out a lot. So, like I said, whatever this is, looking at the cards here, it certainly looked like there was some kind of an obsession, looking at the cards here. It looks like there was just some kind of an obsession with some people wanting to hurt two people, demonizing two people. It's looked like, two people who were not coming back to something, two people who said they weren't coming back. Obviously, two people left somewhere. They could have left a geographical left a geographical location, and So you could have left the job. It could have been you or something. Somebody left a job. Somebody left somewhere, and some people weren't coming back, and there was a lot of conversation around it. And that's where people teamed up to make sure, like, it's like to bully somebody. People teamed up to bully somebody. And then we have death in the reverse. Death upright, death in the reverse. So yep. So let me see here. Yeah, so so you got one, new beginning, and then another one's just stagnation, hope destroys, feeling stuck, fear of change, just kind of sort of holding on, so it's like two situations here, that just something just did not have to, something didn't have to go, something the way that it went. But some energies, like I said, whenever you see the death card, two energies, somebody feel like they needed to make a statement. That's what this was. They feel like they need to make a statement. Somebody was, like I said. Anyway, this is sort of saying, stop dating people that represent your shadow self. If you heal, then heal. Heal, then heal. Yeah, so, so the Two of Swords is a stalemate. So, yeah. Yeah, this Ten of Swords right here is like somebody wanted to see a very painful ending behind closed doors. That's what this is right here. So I'm gonna just leave this right here. I'm gonna leave this right here. But so just like I said, yeah. There's a lot of crazy things that's going on. Lots of crazy things going on. So try to keep your vibrations high. But Source is bringing a lot of attention to a lot of things, you all. So pay attention to what is going on. Pay attention. Keep your water filled. I'm telling you, it's a lot of craziness going on. So keep your vibrations high. So when the Devil card is in the Major Arcana, it just lets me know that there are a lot of people who are there are a lot of people who are, because we just left the year 8. There's a lot of people who are terrified of entering, really, even though we're in April, there's a lot of people that are still terrified in expanding their spiritual knowledge. There's a lot of people who are absolutely terrified. What does that look like to talk to loved ones about certain things. I mean, terrified. Does it look like love wasn't going to talk to them and never talk to them again? I mean, for real, like that's what this is. Like some people are terrified. And that's what that death card is. It's like, are certain loved ones going, like people that you've been connected to, does that mean people are going to gossip or tell them, say things that they are? I mean, that courage right there, some people just, they are terrified to tell people certain things. And so I don't know if somebody's going to come to you and deliver some news to you about something that maybe somebody was afraid to tell you some things or whatever, and you just not going to want to hear it because you feel like somebody could have just said something to you. But this is what a lot of people face. You feel like people got all these loved ones and nobody is opening up their mouth to say. I'm telling y'all, it's going to be a lot of people that's going to really, the rose-colored glasses are going to be removed from a lot of people's eyes, because you got all these this is all this right here. How in the world is somebody's head and heart going to be at war with each other when you got all these loved ones supposed to be sitting around, and you got people feeling like they got the weight of the world on their shoulders, and people think they know what's best for, you possibly, and your kids or grandkids, that you know what's best for them. Like, anyway, that's what I have for you. So I don't know, but I'm seeing a lot of things in the spirit, for real. I'm seeing a lot of things in the spirit as far as loved ones are concerned, and they are not cute. They're not cute. It's not funny. It's not pretty. As far, because it's like I said, this mirroring compassion. All these family secrets and all this craziness. Yeah, rose-colored glasses are coming off for a lot of people. They're coming off for a lot of people. A lot of people are starting to see what they have. Everybody have in common. This right here, Seven of Cups right here. This right here. This is snake energy. It's devil. Devil here and devil here. Devil is in the details. It's in the details. Rose-colored glasses coming off for everybody. So Source needs you to keep your vibrations high, because now that the rose-colored glasses have come off and the scales have been removed from your eyes, and you're trying to keep your vibrations high in your personal, your professional life, you're gonna start seeing everything through a different lens now that this cycle is over. Yeah, something is closed out. Something is closed out. Yeah. Emotionally, now somebody's getting off the fence, and now you've been enlightened about something. Gotten off the fence, now you're enlightened about something. Here's the Six of Wands. Yeah. Anyway, that is what I have for you. All right. Yep. That is what I have for you. See you in the next video. Bye.